Have you ever wondered about the life behind that luminous smile from classic Hollywood films? This is the story of Gene Simmons, the British teenager who conquered Hollywood's golden age, battled industry giants like Howard Hughes, and emerged as one of the most quietly enduring stars of her time. From her early steps on a London stage to her final appearance in animation, Simmons lived a tale of resilience in an industry known for devouring talent. She transcended personal struggles, transformed into a beloved actress, and left a legacy that continues to shine long after Hollywood's golden lights dimmed. Jean Marilyn Simmons was born on January 31, 1929 in Lower Holloway, North London. At first glance, her childhood was modest. Her father, Charles Simmons, had once been an Olympic gymnast who earned a bronze medal in 1912, but by the time Jean arrived, he worked as a schoolteacher. During the Blitz, the family evacuated to Somerset, where Charles taught at a Quaker school. Jean and her siblings kept themselves busy with small performances, singing popular English tunes. One vivid memory from this time was young Jean singing "Daddy Would Buy Me a Bow Wow" alongside her sister, an early glimpse of the performer within her. At first she wanted to be an acrobatic dancer, but fate soon shifted her path. After World War II, she enrolled at the Ada Foster School of Dance. There she caught the eye of film director Val Guest, who offered her a minor role in his 1944 movie Give Us the Moon. She was just 14. Though the role was small, it marked the beginning of her career. A year later, she appeared in Caesar and Cleopatra alongside Vivien Leigh and Claude Rains. On that set, she met actor Stuart Granger, who would later become her husband. Her breakthrough came quickly. In 1946, director David Lean cast her as Estella in Great Expectations. At just 17, Simmons lit up the screen, capturing both critical praise and the hearts of audiences. The film was a massive success and convinced her to take acting seriously rather than treating it as a casual way to earn money. 2 years later, she starred as Ophelia in Laurence Olivier's Hamlet. Her performance earned her an Academy Award nomination, an extraordinary feat for a teenager. Olivier even offered to arrange for her to study at the Old Vic, but she declined, believing film sets were her best teachers. Like many British actors of the time, she felt Hollywood's pull. In 1949, she starred opposite Stuart Granger in Adam and Evelyn, their chemistry undeniable. They married the following year, and soon after, she ranked as one of Britain's most popular actresses. The couple moved to America in search of bigger opportunities. By 1956, both had become U.S. citizens, and Simmons was ready to take on Hollywood. But Hollywood brought challenges. She signed with RKO Pictures, then controlled by Howard Hughes, who became infatuated with her. When Simmons rejected his advances, Hughes made her life miserable, meddling in her roles and punishing her professionally. Most famously, she lost the chance to star in Roman Holiday, a role that made Audrey Hepburn a legend, because Hughes refused to release her from her contract. Simmons fought back, eventually freeing herself through a court case, though she had to complete one final film without pay. Despite these battles, she kept rising. In 1953, she appeared in The Robe, and 2 years later in Guys and Dolls, where she starred opposite Marlon Brando and Frank Sinatra. Replacing Grace Kelly in the role of Sister Sarah, Simmons charmed audiences and critics alike, showcasing her elegance, wit, and even her singing voice. The performance won her a Golden Globe. She had proven herself versatile, equally at home in Shakespeare, musicals, and sweeping historical dramas. Her personal life, however, grew complicated. Her marriage to Stuart Granger ended in 1960, and later that year she married director Richard Brooks. Their relationship was intense and creative, but also turbulent. Brooks directed her in The Happy Ending, 1969, where she played an alcoholic wife. The role earned her another Oscar nomination, but also mirrored her growing personal struggles with alcohol. By 1980, their marriage ended in divorce. The 1970s and 1980s were difficult years for Simmons. Hollywood often discarded older actresses, and she struggled with depression and alcoholism. Roles became scarce, and she felt overshadowed by younger stars. Yet she fought back, seeking help for her drinking and slowly reclaiming her career. In 1988, she co-starred with Anthony Hopkins in The Dawning, a drama set in Ireland, where her quiet strength shone through. She also returned to Great Expectations in a remake, this time playing a different role, bringing her journey full circle. Television offered her new life. She appeared in the hit miniseries The Thorn Birds and even guest-starred on Star Trek: The Next Generation, introducing herself to a younger generation of fans. Her versatility extended to voice acting. In 2004, she lent her voice to Sophie in the English-language version of Hayao Miyazaki's Howl's Moving Castle. The performance revealed her ability to connect with audiences across cultures and generations. Through all this, Simmons remained a quiet presence, avoiding tabloid scandals. Unlike stars such as Elizabeth Taylor or Marilyn Monroe, she preferred privacy. After her divorce from Brooks, she chose not to remarry, instead living a simple life in Santa Monica with her pets. Her final years were marked by illness. She battled lung cancer with the same quiet dignity she had carried throughout her career. On January 22, 2010, just days before her 81st birthday, Jean Simmons passed away. Tributes poured in from around the world. She was remembered as a luminous actress who brought depth, fragility, and grace to every role. Looking back, it's remarkable how much she achieved. She survived the manipulations of Howard Hughes, endured heartbreak, overcame alcoholism, and still managed to delight audiences across 6 decades. She starred opposite some of the greatest names in cinema: Laurence Olivier, Marlon Brando, Frank Sinatra, Kirk Douglas, and Anthony Hopkins. Yet she never let fame corrupt her natural modesty. Film historians often point out that Simmons never became as iconic in popular culture as Hepburn or Taylor. Perhaps her quiet nature and avoidance of scandal kept her from the same spotlight. But within classic film circles, she remains cherished. Her performances in Great Expectations, Hamlet, Guys and Dolls, The Robe, Spartacus, and the happy ending continue to be studied and celebrated. Her story also reflects the struggles of women in Hollywood. She fought oppressive studio contracts, demanded respect, and proved her worth in an industry where actresses were often treated as disposable. Though she never framed herself as a crusader, her defiance against Hughes and her persistence in reclaiming her career make her an important figure in Hollywood's history of performer rights. What makes Simmons especially memorable is her subtlety. She didn't rely on spectacle or scandal. Instead, she conveyed emotion through quiet gestures, soulful eyes, and understated delivery. Directors praised her as an actor's actor, and co-stars often noted how her presence elevated their performances. Even today, audiences rediscover her. A modern viewer stumbling upon Great Expectations or Guys and Dolls may wonder why they haven't heard more about her. Then they fall into her filmography, discovering a body of work that seldom disappoints. Her fragility feels human, her elegance timeless. She reminds us that true artistry doesn't fade with time, it endures. Jean Simmons's life was not just about stardom but about resilience. She began as a shy teenager in wartime London, unsure of her future. She went on to face down one of the most powerful moguls in Hollywood, to win awards, to battle her own demons, and to re-emerge time and again. Her journey shows us that greatness isn't always loud. Sometimes it's quiet, steady, and enduring, like her. Her legacy lies in the films she left behind, the colleagues who admired her, and the audiences who continue to be moved by her work. She bridged post-war British cinema and Hollywood's golden age, survived the collapse of the studio system, and found new life in television and animation. Few actresses can claim such breadth. Jean Simmons may not have chased headlines, but she created something more lasting, performances filled with sincerity, grace, and humanity. And that is why, long after the golden lights of Hollywood faded, her presence continues to shine.